this is Rhonda with Rhonda's Crafty Chaos, and today I'm going to show you how to make both of these cute little Halloween wreaths. Let's get started. This is Rhonda with Rhonda's Crafty Chaos, and today we're going to do some Halloween wreaths. And I found this at the dollar store, and it's just one of the wreath decoration kits. I'll open it up. It comes in 2 pieces. So it's a little head, or I guess it comes in 4 pieces. Hands and the little feet. So here's the little hands. So first off, we're going to cut off all of this because we won't need to tie them on. I'm going to hot glue them on. So take care of that, and we're going to position our little Frankenstein in our wreath first, and then we will start decorating it. And this wreath I already have meshed. I have a whole tutorial on different wreaths I've done, how to mesh them. So if you are interested, just go back a couple of weeks ago and you can find it. Okay, so we're going to put him like this with a gap in between, and I've got 2 different signs I can use, and then you just put their little hands. And when you do these, it's always thumbs up when you position them, because like this, it doesn't look right. So I always tell people thumbs up when you position a little thing in there. So I like him right there. So I'm going to start hot gluing him on. I'm going to put just a dab there because that's trying to fold over. So we'll just position it right there and do his little legs on here. And then the sign, cut the little tag off. The sign we're gonna probably wire in. I'm gonna use this little, beads off because we're not going to use them. We'll use them on another project, but I do want to fasten a couple of these right on the sides. And a nice way to try to keep these little things hot glued down is you just take a small amount of ribbon, and it doesn't have to match anything because you're not going to see it, and just put it back there, and that'll just give it a little bit more power to the glue. Strength is what I was trying to think. There we go. We'll let that cool off for just a second before we try to tie it in there. And meanwhile, while we're waiting on the glue to set up, we will work on the bow. And I just started just a little 4-loop bow, and I'm going to keep going so you guys will see how I've done this. So I've got the first one started, and so I'm going to go with a 2-inch, or that's a 2-inch. Now I'm going to go with the 1.5-inch one. And it's this little piece right here. Let's see which other one I wanted to go. I'm going to go with the black and white polka dot right now, I think. So anyway, so we start about 3 or 4 inches down, whatever you want your tail to be. So I just go about that far down, and then you just give it a good twist. So you have the print on top and the print on top there. And then you just gather it up. You kind of make sure that's about the size. I just go just a titch shorter than the last wreath. So, and I'm going to make a 4 loop on this one. And then you flip it over. Okay, so we've got this. And you kind of, when you do them, I always like to get it the way I want it before I tie it down to something. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to set it right on top of this one. And then I have the little Chanel stem or pipe cleaner right here. I just take that out, I untwist it, and then take it out and put it around the second loops I just made, and then just give it a kind of a twist and a half, just so it doesn't fall apart, because you're going to take it apart a couple of more times before we actually secure it all the way. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a 2-inch, and just a second. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna say I have to run and grab it, but I found it. Okay, so I just go in again, 3 or 4 inches, give it a twist, make it a loop. I'm gonna go just a little shorter, give it a twist, make another loop. I do better when my ribbon's on the floor instead of on the table. Okay, so I've got all those loops going, and then I'm going to do 1 more loop, and then we'll have our tail. So there we go. There's another 4 loop bow. And on this one I want a really full bow, so I'm going to go 4 on each color. Each of the 4 colors. Okay, so that's set there. Now we're going to go in with the green, just like we just did. And 1 more loop. And that's it. The end of that 50-yard spool. That's all I have left. I think I used 50 yards this year, but over the past 2 years I have. So this one's going like this. I'm gonna make this one go up and down, and there we go. So put 1 loops over there. Okay, and then we'll just take it, and this is our last time untying it, so we're gonna give it a good tight and do it a couple of times. So now it's time to fluff our bow out and to cut the dovetails on the 2-inch part. And the 1-inch I just did the slant cut. Okay, so just kind of pull it around, and you should have it tight enough that giving it a good little tug won't have it start falling apart. Okay, so we've got that done. This is dry now. So we're just gonna take, and I don't know if I want him, I kind of want it off to the side, I think, just a little slant. So we're gonna tie it in and then also glue it in. If I use hot glue, I really want to tie them in too, because if it's on a hot door, I don't want the glue to, fail and the sign to fall off. So I'd really like to do both. And I'm going to tie him up just a little further on this side. I think these little wreath attachments that the Dollar Tree did this year are absolutely amazing. I was really excited when I seen them. I think Dollar Tree's really stepping their game up on a lot of things, and makes the crafters pretty excited. Okay, and on this, I'm gonna put them off to the side and then kind of glue them down just a bit. And I did say I wanted to glue this, so let's put a little glue right along the edges there. And then I'm gonna glue right along the edge here. Okay, and then for his little hands, I'll put glue there, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, kind of folding it over just a bit. I love making wreaths. These are just so much fun to create. Pulling down just a little bit. Tuck that in. Okay, so he is on there now. I'm gonna glue his little legs to it. Okay, now we're gonna start with putting the bow on. And we gotta decide where we want the bow to go. I made a pretty large bow. I might stick it right there up on this corner. Hopefully I can get it where it's not going to hide his face. I did make a pretty big one. Okay. I don't want to hide his hand either. I want his hand to poke through. Okay, I think that's good right there. And you're securing the bow on, really give it a few twists back there. You don't have to do it tight, but just secure. Okay, now you fluff it up just a bit while you've got it on there. Okay, how's that looking? Yeah, that's looking pretty cute. Okay, now I've got the tails cut over here. And so we're gonna start, and I just cut these tails ahead of time, and they're right at 13 inches. If I go 12, I don't feel like they're long enough, so I like 13 inches most of the time. I don't know what that little extra inch does, but it makes me happy. All right, that could be kind of a little wrong, and I apologize. I didn't mean it to sound wrong. Sometimes your mouth gets going and you forget to think about what you say. All right, there's those. And so I want to go with them and the pretty glittery one. And I just alternate on these. So I line them up, and then I find the middle and scrunch them in, and then you go down and find your tie, your little pipe cleaner, and put them over there because I'm losing them. And then I just split them so they're kind of alternating also. All right, you just kind of curl them under. One under his little legs. I want to cover up that trick or treat little scene, so I'm gonna put the green stripe on the bottom, which should probably don't make a darn bit of difference once you put it in the wreath, because you split the ribbon up anyway. But in my little head, it makes sense. Okay, now we've got to go the glittery one and the orange. black polka dot, and this is just as easy as can be. The ribbon is, and the embellishments, I guess, are really what make the wreath. And you really, when you go to making wreaths, you got to really invest a lot of money in ribbon, because you can't use the same 3 ribbon on all your different wreaths. So you kind of have to invest in a lot of ribbon. But in Halloween, I've used quite a bit of the same. Oops. No, I don't. Why didn't these all cut through? There we go. All right, I've got a mess going on here. We're going to get our act together here in just a second. All right. That's why I named my channel Rhonda's Crafty Chaos, because sometimes, look at this, it looks like it's a big mess. But eventually it all comes together and looks so cute. Lime green, and you just go, and I just fill up every one of these little poof in between them. They just make it look so full and cute. And sometimes if you don't have a great big sign, you'll put a couple in between here, but with this one it takes up the whole center and it looks great. Three more. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense, but you don't need to flip that, but I do. And this one, you just kind of poke it. It's going straight up above his little head. Sometimes those little pipe cleaners hide down in there. They're hard to find. We're on our last one here. I put one behind the bow, but you'd never see it because this bow's so full. So I'm not even gonna bother. But look how stinking cute he is. He's just adorable. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one we're going to do is this cute little witch one. Okay. We want to secure the little sign. This little thing is a little long, so I'm just going to tie it one more time. If it has a tie on it, that's what I hang, or I secure it with, and then I glue it. So at least the sign is hung with that, and it won't fall off, but the glue will. And I put a lot of glue because I want my wreaths to stay together so they can use them for a few different years. Okay, and as I put this on, I'm going to pull this purple out. Try not to get glue on it. Where I got the glue, I'll put the ribbon anyway. Okay. And I should have pulled these out before I put the sign down, but we will fix it. All right, that's a mess, but like I said, we'll get it fixed. Okay, now we're gonna let that cool. I wanna put something a little bit heavy on it. We'll let that set there. I'm gonna grab the purple ribbon. It's right up here. Got the cutest purple, or cats. I think that's gonna be adorable on it. So, anyway, we're gonna work on my mess here. There we go. There's always a remedy. There's always a way to fix. There we go. That's a whole lot better. There. Pull this out. A little more. That's the reason to have the purple in there, because you want to see it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the bow on this one. And I'm going to start with this spider web. We're going to use this one, this cute little cat one, and the polka dot again. So that's the ribbons we're going to use on this one. I want to start with this. It's so much easier if I just let the ribbon fall to the floor. That's just how I've always done it. So we'll do our first loop and we'll flip it over. If you guys get sick of me explaining on the bows, just put it in the comments, but I just want you guys to feel comfortable making bows because they're kind of intimidating for a lot of people. You just have to keep a good hold on it right here and just twist and twist the ribbon up and then make your loop. Well, there's our little first loops. Secure it. Okay, then I want to go with the purple. I think really big bows on wreaths really make the wreath. So I love to do 4 loops on each of my colors. I think it just really makes the wreath look so cute. Okay. There's our second little one. Put it in there. Okay, kind of arrange it the way you like it. Sometimes when you tighten them down, that's the way it's going to stay. You can move them a lot, but it's just easier to do it when you are making it. Okay, so now I'm going to go with, I think this polka dot, and then we'll put the cats on top so that they'll really stand out. So, just quickly make this third layer. That right in there. Give that a good twist. I like to have each of the tails come out of the sides and then loops. Okay, now on this little cat. It's got a velvet little cat on it, and it's such a cute ribbon. Wish I would have got more this Halloween, but I just got the one roll. I'm just about done making all my Halloween wreaths. I've got all my orders done. Made a few extra because I'm doing a little event here called the Witches Night Out at our hospital, where they let us vendors come in down the halls and put up our booths. It really is kind of fun. They haven't had it for a few years because they've been remodeling, so this is their first year back in about 4 or 5 years, so it was kind of fun to get a spot there again. You have everybody coming in for their appointments, and then you also have the hospital staff there. So usually it's a pretty good crowd. Okay. See, this is telling you, you've got to position your thing before you tighten it down, Rhonda. Because I didn't get it where I liked it. Tightened it down and it wasn't going to move a whole lot. Now I think I've got it. I think. You know what? I am going to make these loops just a little bit littler. I'll show you by my mistakes. I didn't like the loops. I did it clear down here, so I'm going to do them just a little bit shorter, and I think that will fit that, and I'll like it a lot better. So that around. Okay, I'll cut the extra off. Okay, I think that's gonna fit this bow so much better, because the top does not need to be as long as all the other ones. Okay, give it a good tight twist. Okay, so we'll start pulling some of these around here. That little pop of purple in there. See how cute that is? Let's do our dovetail, and you always dovetail from the folded side out, so it's a folded side up. You fold it, and then you cut up. When I was first starting out, I dovetailed the wrong way, I swear, every time. And I'd have to go back and do it the other way, and sometimes have to waste ribbon. Okay, on this one, I'm going to put it right there. Little witch is going to be so cute. Great big bow on her sign. Gotta make sure it's in the center. And then you don't want to really tighten it down, but you want to really twist your ties to make sure they're not going to come loose. Kind of play with it a little bit. Get all those ribbons in the right direction. You don't want a whole lot of ribbons down here covering up your sign. Okay, now with this, we're going to cut some ribbon. The 1 inch is the easiest way to cut it, I found. Is just sticking it on your mat, cutting them one at a time. Trying to do them all together like I do the 2 inch. I just can't get them the right length. Let's see how many we have. 4. And we'll want 5. Okay. This one, so we want 13 inches. Okay, and then I just fold it over itself. So there's 3, 4, 5. And you cut it off. And then I cut the loops apart, and then I dovetail all of them at once. Go in there, cut it, dovetail, and there's my 5 strips for that one. There's my little 1.5 inch, so I'm gonna those, and I have enough in my cats. Nope. So I'm gonna go with a neutral, I think, and maybe I will do 2 spider webs, I think. So we'll do 2 spider webs. So we'll go another 13 inches. There. Three, 4, 5. Cut down those loops. Ribbons off. Give me a little bit of room. I want to put just one of these with this one. I like to go right up and next to the bow with ribbons. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. And I'll do the black and white polka dot on. What takes the most time on these wreaths are meshing them. And they take 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 15, to get them meshed. This probably takes 15 minutes too, but it's the fun part. The meshing is not the fun part for me. Okay. That's just cute. See how I've left these just stacked on top of each other? I think that's a cute way to do it too. When you are putting them together and you have a great big sign, is just leave them stacked on so they, like that. So so it looks like they're just fanning out. Keep going around. Just putting wreaths together tonight. I thought, oh, I might do a video. They might like to see how I get them put together. I hope you enjoy this video. You do like and subscribe to my channel. And I've got a whole lot of stuff I'm planning out. I've been so excited and planning so many different things to do for this holiday season coming up. I want to start on Christmas so bad. Christmas is just my favorite. I'm trying to hold off just a little longer. I keep saying I need to wait till after Halloween, but I just don't know if I can handle waiting that long. I either lost or didn't cut enough of my black and white polka dot. Okay, and I just need one more little spider to go with my purple right here, because I want to butt it up right here. And this is done. And I will show you photos of my other wreaths that I've done today. So it'll give you a kind of an idea on what I have. Isn't that cute? It turned out so stinking cute. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, if you like what you see, watch my other videos too, and like and subscribe to my channel, and I have a lot more other fun stuff coming up. Thank you guys.